Saam Bozorgmehr here with legendary Bullet/Wizards player and voice of the Washington Wizards for Comcast Sportsnet, Phil Chenier. Thank you for your time. I just wanted to kind of get your input on this game as far as where it went wrong for this team in the second half, specifically in the fourth quarter, where they were, outscored by 11 points, and how it relates towards the whole season as a whole, as far as this team's execution in the second half.
Yeah, I think we still failed to put, our foot on the throat of opponents. In the first half, we shot nearly 60%, and we get up by 8, 9, 10 points, and it just seemed like there was a sense of relaxing, a couple of the lob attempts that didn't work. So, maybe you don't look at that, but as opposed to, a 10-point lead, maybe you have a 16-point lead. As opposed to 16, maybe you have a 20-point lead. And those things add up. Every team is going to make runs at you, 6, 7 points here or there. But when you have the opportunity to really extend the lead, you really got to take care of that. And we talked about on the air the fact that, this is one of those games where if your heart's not in it, you could find yourself letting go of some opportunities. And that's what I thought it was. I just thought it was a total relaxation at certain times. And then when they did make their run and they started to gain momentum, and keep in mind, this is a team that's lost 5 straight on the road. They don't want to go back home without a win, and this is their opportunity.
Right.
So you've got two teams that had to be hungry for a win. It came down to the team that really was hungry the most.
Do you see a lot of similarities in this Sacramento team and our Washington team as far as athletic ability and promise and overall potential?
Yeah, they're both very young teams. Sacramento's a young team as well. They have young ball handlers and perimeter players, and even Cousins is a young frontline player. But it's a league where you have to concentrate. You have to be committed the full 48 minutes, and I know that's challenging to do. But the better teams, that's why they're better, because they know how to do that, and they put that effort in there a little bit longer than some of the younger teams. Younger teams have a tendency to lose concentration and have a dwindling kind of approach to the game. Sometimes they have that energy, and then other times they're kind of laid back, and it doesn't make for a real good career, season.
Right. Last question for you, sir. What do you think, if you had to pinpoint one specific thing that this team really needs to focus on, as far as I don't want to say necessarily the deal breaker as far as them being able to win the game in the second half, but something that will ultimately lead them to having that ability to pull away, like you mentioned that the good teams were able to do? Is there one specific thing that you think this team can work on that can help propel them to that level?
Technically, rebounding. That's something that has plagued them quite a bit this year. But then you also look at how easily they can come out of their half-court sets. And, you've got to be disciplined, and you've got to be committed to executing your plays. You practice the plays. You go to shoot around, you practice the plays. You have practice, you practice the plays. You have dry runs, you go through the plays. It's about execution. It's about getting it down so that you know where everybody's going to be, where they should be, and then you react and make your opponents react to that. So, there are a lot of things that really, I shouldn't say a lot, but those are the two things that come to mind. Defensively, rebounding the basketball, and then offensively, sticking with your half-court sets and being patient and being disciplined.